So welcome to this beautiful masterclass on soul purpose. This is the big soul alignment. You're so welcome, Eva. I love putting soul purpose and soul alignment masterclasses together because, for me, it's what life's all about. We go on a massive journey of, discovering who we are, what we're meant to be doing in this world. We go on a big journey of, oftentimes clearing out the past so that we can be more in alignment to our truth, to kind of work out who we are, to gathering our tools and our talents. And then ultimately, we want to be kind of learning to use our soul purpose to generate abundance from it and generate a wonderful life and lifestyle that we want to exist from, because this is what true alignment is, right? True alignment is all about us learning, right, to hear our soul purpose, recognize it, act upon it, live it out, and let it be created in the physical environment around us. And so that we can live. So that means that it has to supply abundance back. So it's a beautiful, big game to play. It's one of life's biggest, most beautiful games to play. So I look forward to unlocking this journey with you tonight. And through the process of this masterclass, you might get download of information coming down into you. You might feel like an alignment coming in. You might get inspiration. You might feel like you need to journal on something, or it might bring up your stuff, right? Because that's what we're here to do, right? We're here to bring up our stuff as well. So it could be emotions, it could be feelings of failure or confusion. All those things might also come up, and it may shift and clear in this masterclass, or maybe something that you need to work on later date. So please grab a journal, grab a notebook out, because this is your journey, right? I'm just your guide. I'm here to inspire you and help you think about things in other ways. But your journey into soul purpose is your journey. You are the only person that can take it. And yes, we can be inspired by other people, but it's up to you to take the path. So just know that this masterclass is a journey. And so use your intuitive tools, use your own healing abilities to shift things. If you're feeling blocks come up inside your system, breathe through it. You might want to shake it out. You might want to just like cut it up and release it. All those things are helpful. But I will leave that extra process, because it will be a unique individual process to you. So probably what will happen is it will be a combination of a masterclass with energy clearings and activations as well. So let's go with it, right? Let's go with it. So take a few deep breaths. Let's just arrive here. So taking a few deep breaths just to arrive. You might want to place one hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach, or maybe put your hands in prayer, because this is about you coming back to you. So you can let go of distractions. Maybe you've got other things going on your computer or your phone. Just shut it all down. Give yourself some time here to come back to you, because there will be some powerful alignments that come through, and you want to catch them, right? You want to catch them. Just take a few deep breaths and let go of the day. Let go of all your stresses on the out breath, inhaling light into your system, exhaling, getting rid of even more stresses, worries, whatever's going on in your system. Inhaling gorgeous energy, light, sunlight codes, because we're at the solstice, so there's lots of sunlight codes going on around us. Exhaling, giving yourself a really big shake, just letting go of your to-do list. You might want to just wipe down your energy field or your body, like just wipe it down as a way of just like getting rid of the day, or some old maybe attachments or cords or other people's energies. Give yourself a big shake, maybe a big sigh. Maybe a few more of those. And let's arrive. Let's arrive. Let's arrive. Let's arrive. Okay. So what I should do before we even begin, and of course, I'm just going to mute everybody. Okay, cool. These little buttons to press. Okay, cool. Soul purpose. Hello, soul purpose. You, gorgeous being, are living an extraordinary, exceptional position in the universe, that you get to live here on planet Earth. Now, it may have been a crazy ride. It may have been a crazy journey. You may have had super crazy parents or terrible heartbreaks. I'm sure you've been through many challenges in your life today, but here you are, here you are as a being who has survived life, a being who has made many achievements already, a being who's made many exceptional choices in their life to get here today. And I think that's really important to recognize, is that every choice, every situation, every challenge, every person, every, horrific thing, every wonderful thing has brought you to where you are today. And I just want you to just have a little bit of gratitude and acknowledgement for everything that you've done and achieved and been through to get you here today. And sometimes we forget how much internal strength and power we actually have, because we get caught in still all of our inadequacies, or we get caught in, oh God, that happened to me, so I'm still a victim, or we get caught in like comparing, or we get caught in, whatever the drama is. But we often don't give ourselves enough time and space to actually recognize all of our strengths, the choices we've made, the achievements, our power, our abilities, our gifts, our talents. And we don't learn to hold or harness the energy and the frequency of all of that. So I just want you for a moment just to feel your magnificence. And I'm using the word magnificence because that's what you are, for sure, 100%. And I invite you to hold the frequency of your own brilliance. And I invite you just for a moment to feel the energy of your unique soul vibration. Because you are the most unique being, and your soul purpose is unique. Never before and never again will your soul purpose and who you are ever exist. So I invite you also, as you stand in your unique brilliance, to kind of let go of all the cookie cutter, all the other people's projections upon you, what you think your soul purpose should be. So just give yourself a bit of a clearing and hold your brilliance. And you have arrived at this masterclass because you know that at the depths of you, your frequency is brilliant and is magnificent. And you know that you have a destiny. We all have a destiny. We all have a purpose. We all have a calling to either impact or influence or create. And we must remember and recognize that calling. And you're here because you know it, you feel it. And it's a beautiful calling. And you might feel it within your being. You maybe write into the chat how you feel your soul calling you. You might not even know why it's calling you. You might not even know what you're meant to do, but you might feel this vibration inside of you that's like, there's more for me to do. There's more for me to be. There's things I need to see. There's things I need to complete. And it's this energy, this soul force, which we need to learn to get in contact with more and more and more and more as we grow and develop. Okay, so I invite you to feel that part of you, because you've all felt it. You've all felt that part of you calling you or moving you or saying yes to a relationship or no, or making you choose a certain job or inspiring you to go and study. We've all felt it. So, what does that feel like to you, that part of your soul which calls you often? Does it feel alive? Does it feel vibrant? Does it feel yellow? Does it feel like it's in your heart? Does it feel like it runs through your system? Sometimes we can feel it like an instinct pulling us forward. Sometimes we can feel it as a joy. There's an often expression, follow your joy. What brings you joy? What lights you up? Why? Because the soul force within you is such a divine, high vibrational being of light and love that it is only joy, right? It only exists in joy. And that's why they say, in order to reach your destiny, your life path, your purpose, follow the joy, follow that thing which rings through you and brings joy to you, because then the gateways of your destiny will begin to open. And we need to feel that energy more and more within us. And we need to recognize where our soul is pulling us, calling us, feeling us more and more. Yeah. So what does it feel like? So Eva saying I feel it so uninspired my daily life. I feel like I'm going through my emotions. We'll get to all of that. Alan is saying, I recently lost this energy. I'm digging on this, hoping to clear this energy and return to this energy. Good. Well, that's why you're all here, right? That's why you're all here. So it's this energy we need to start moving through and being called by, so find it, feel it. You all know it, right? But yes, life can drain us. Yes, we can be in positions in our reality which are draining of our life force, which put us down, which don't make us feel joyful. And they're the moments for us to go, something's out of alignment here. Something's not working for me. What do I need to do to shift it and change it? So just know that you have a soul force within you and it's pulling you to your destiny, and following the joy of it is part of that energy. And we will get to some energy clearings. And now saying claim our soul's mojo energy. Yeah, I love that. You've got to claim the soul's mojo energy, and I will walk you through how to claim it. But I feel like I'm going to give you all this information first. So yes, you need to claim your soul's mojo energy, and it's not easy, right? And that's why we go on this journey of self-development, of self-healing. That's why we go on a journey to unlock ourselves from all the mud, from the voice of our mother, the voice of our father, the heartbreak. We go on this self-healing journey to unlock ourselves from all of that so that we can hear ourselves again. We can feel the soul force, that we know our authentic self. So your whole healing journey that you have been on, all the self-development work you've done, all the mindset shifts you've chosen, all the times you've chosen to let go of family energy or collective consciousness, or done generational healing, all the things that you've done to heal from heartbreak, all of that is part of you discovering your soul purpose. So I don't want you to think for one moment that just because you've had to and sometimes we can feel a bit stunted, right? We can think, oh God, if I didn't have all that stuff to clear, I'd be like 10 years ahead, 20 years ahead. But the reality is that you needed to, on a soul level, you've chosen all of this stuff. You had to work through it all. And it's all part of you coming back into alignment with your truth. And when we come back into our alignment with truth and we work through all our stuff, we really know who we are. We really recognize who we are. So I also want you to just take a look around, maybe have a look at your past and go, yeah, I've walked through all this stuff to find myself. I've walked through all this stuff to know who I am. I've walked through all of this stuff to remember what I'm meant to be doing. So just have a little moment to recognize that. Good. And so that self-healing journey, right, takes you on once we move through that self-healing journey, we move into self-discovery. I know who I am. I'm not that, I know who I am. And once we move into self-discovery, this is who I am. This is what I'm meant to be doing. This is my direction. Then we move into creation, co-creation. Then we know what to create. Then we know what to manifest. And then we know how to move forward. So there's this beautiful cycle that we're always in, which is self-healing to self-discover to co-create, self-healing to self-discover to co-create. And we're constantly in this cycle because the more that we recognize who we are, the more we recognize all the things of who we aren't that we need to get rid of. The more we recognize who we are, the more we recognize, this job isn't for me. This relationship isn't for me. This is an alignment. And the more we recognize who we are and the more that we honor who we are, the more we're able to stand in our strength and go, actually, I'm going to leave that job. I'm going to leave that relationship. I'm going to go study that. And so by tuning into and learning to find our soul purpose, we become super strong. We get super radical. We get super able to cut through the bullshit in our lives, right? And to not put up with stuff so that we can raise our reality. So it's a beautiful journey into soul purpose. And it's a journey that never ends, okay? And I want to let you know, right, that there are 3 very important days in your life: the day you're born, the day you discover your soul purpose, and the day you start to begin to live it, right? Obviously the born stuff is normal, right? Because now you exist. Once you discover who you are and what you're meant to be doing, hallelujah, that just makes life so much easier. But it's the 3rd step, acting upon it, going forward with it, is one for the brave, is one for the one that is courageous, is one for the one that keeps the eye on the ball, and regardless of the challenges that you face, you keep your destiny alignment. And this is the part I really want to help you with today, is like, how can we unlock all of this so that you can know who you are and feel super brave to kind of move forward, right? And it's a journey. It's a journey, but this is what we're going for. Remember those 3 important days: the day you're born, the day you discover your soul purpose, and the day that you start to live it. And before I even look at the chat, because I can see a lot of stuff going on in there, I want to let you know that we have multiple soul purposes in our life. Okay. We don't just have one soul purpose. So don't get fixated like there's this one destiny soul purpose that you find and then that's it, right? We have many different soul purposes. Now, some of us can call it our destiny. Some of us can call it our divine timing. But for me, soul purpose is when your soul knows that it's destined to do some great work or some divine work or whatever it is, and it learns to manifest it into physical reality. Because that's the aim of soul purpose, not to have all these fancy, wonderful ideas, but to start to manifest it into physical reality, because we are here as co-creators to transform physical reality. So I want to let you know that you have multiple soul purposes. It could be you're being a parent to a child. There could be some certain work things that you need to do. Maybe in your daily meditation practice, you do world healings. Maybe you've got some charities to set up. Maybe you've got a soul purpose destiny with a partner or a collaboration with somebody. We have multiple soul purposes, and it's very important that you recognize that, because if we're here to complete our lives, we've got to get dynamic, right? And be able to master all of those things. And I also need to let you know that soul purposes, just like the sun rises and sets, it has that same energy to it as well. We can be in the birth of our soul purpose, where we get ideas and inspirations and messages about what we're supposed to do. And then we can move into the midday cycle, the peak of the sun, where we're moving into action, where we're learning to embody our soul purpose. Okay. And we're making it happen. And then we move into the sunset of our soul purpose, where it changes or it transits or it no longer is needed anymore. And it takes a death or a rest at night for you to rebirth a new soul purpose. And so some of our soul purposes, and you might be able to reflect upon your life, can sometimes be for 4 years, can be for 2 months, can be for a week, can be for many years, right? So I want to also let you know that soul purposes have many different timelines, and you can have multiple soul purposes at once. And this is important for you to know so that you open up your capacity to do more, be more, live more, so that you can really be at the end of your life and go, oh my God, I did it all. I did everything that I was meant to do. And soul purpose, every soul purpose will not only help you, but will help others around you. And so soul purpose is amazing, amazing journey into your destiny. And I'm going to start to unpack this more and more, but let me get to the chat. Jasna, I know that something huge is inside me, but I don't have full clarity. So struggling between office job and something that can be much more. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, Tiana, I have resistance towards living my soul purpose. Yeah, so let's go into all the resistance, because that's what seems to be going on in the group. So please write into the chat if you've got any questions or anything like that along the way. Okay, before I even do that, when we find our soul purpose, we get lit up by we get filled with thoughts and energies. We get moved. We have a joy. We have a movement of energy that moves through us. And it's important that we learn to feel and hear this movement, this soul fire, this soul mojo inside of us, which is why you'll often hear spiritual teachers eat well, drink well, clear out the density, make sure that you meditate so that you can feel and hear and know what you're needing to do. Because yes, before, the spiritual destiny might have been clear out all the clutter and the density so that you can have a connection to the divine and om it out. But now that we're in the 21st century, right, we have a whole new divine path, which is to bring our soul purpose or the divine into physical form. And so it's important that you keep your channels clear and alive so that you can feel it, see it, and be motivated by your own energy to do what you're destined to do. So there are a few things I want to clear up here next. One is where we get stuck, why we can't hear it and feel it. The second thing is where we know our soul purpose, but we don't do anything about it, because that can be an issue. Where we sometimes also don't know how to, we get out of alignment, like we get too cluttered with so much other stuff around us that we don't move into alignment with our soul purpose. And the other thing I was just coming through me. The other thing is, or I'm sure it will come again. Sometimes the thoughts go so quickly that my brain catches it, and then my words don't speed up to it. It will come, but I will go through all of this. And it's saying, I feel in difficult times that I'm feeling so collective sorrow, fear, and pain. Is it possible to clear this? Yeah, I'm working through blocks that pursue my creative soulful passions won't offer financial security in my life. That's why we have multiple soul purposes. Tina has resistance to living her soul purpose. Okay. So first of all, know that there's an energy of soul purpose. Secondly, I want you to recognize that soul purpose has many different forms and can have it in many different linear ways. And thirdly, we can go through many periods of transition where we go from one soul purpose to another, and there can be a transitional period, which is what I'm definitely in at the moment as I gather into my new soul purpose energy, where things can feel very barren and very empty, and like, what am I supposed to be doing, right? Because you've moved out of one soul purpose and you're ready to move into another one. So I want to give you some tools about how you can deal with all of this stuff and help you to navigate through. So let's begin with this as a energy clearing or activation. And the first thing I would like to start to shift from you so that you can start to hear your soul, because if you can't hear your soul, where are you, right? Is the collective consciousness, sorrow and pain, and and everybody else's soul purpose destiny that you've collected as your own. And what that can do is it can muffle your sense of self. And anywhere where you're picking up your mother's, this is what I should do because my mother wants me to do it, or this is what I should do because my father wants me to do it, or this is what I should do because society wants me to do it, or this is what I should do because everyone else is doing it. All of that collective stuff can muffle your ability to feel and sense and know who you are. So I invite you to just close your eyes and let a massive vortex of light start to spin from the top of your crown through your body, and just start to release all the collective energy that you've got cluttering in your system. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And boy, oh boy, do we pick up a lot. Let it all go, shake it all off, all the collective sorrow, all the collective trauma. I'd like you to also release any part of your thoughts which is viewing the economy in a certain way, so therefore your soul purpose is in a certain way, or any part of you which is being swept up by other people's ideas. Let it all go and release. Let it all go and release. I'd like you to let go of your voice of your mother from you, and anywhere where she's implanted a soul purpose that is not yours. I'd like you to release the voice of your father, and anywhere where your father has implanted a soul purpose that is not yours. I invite you to release any other energy, any other voices, teachers, grandparents, family, that have told you need to be a certain thing or way or do something, right? A job or whatever. Let that all release and go. Good, good, good. Shift it out, clear it out. I feel so much lighter already. And a lot of you actually hold on to a collective trauma. And I don't know where this is coming from, And maybe it's an old childhood wound or an inner child wound, but it's this feeling right on the heart, right on the soul sea. And it feels very sad and full of sorrow, like, I'm not allowed to be me. I'm not allowed to be my truth. I'm not allowed to follow me. And this can come from many reasons. It could be inner child stuff, parents telling you, no, don't do this, don't do that. It could also be being institutionalized from schools, from colleges, from university, from the workplace. Like you have to behave in a certain way, you have to act in a certain way. So I invite you to really just put your hands on your heart, your soul seat, and just swirl your heart over and just start to release all the trauma or the hurt, the pain, the grief, anywhere within your system that says, I am not allowed to be me. I have to live out other rules. I have to live out, and just let that all go and release. There's quite a lot there, people. So just let it shift out. Because in that energy of I'm not allowed to be me, there's also the deeper energy of I'm scared to be me. I'm afraid to be me. And this is what's going to stop you from following through the soul purpose. Remember, I said those 3 days, the day you're born, the day you recognize your soul purpose, and the day you choose to act upon it. Well, if you're scared of you, if you're afraid of who you are, if you're not allowed to be who you are, then how can you act upon the deep knowing that you know is your soul purpose? So I invite you, either just shake your body, let it all out, but that deep fear that you have around being you, any part of you that is scared to be you, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Any part of you that feels guilty for being you, ashamed for being you. I feel like a big lot of stuff wants to come out of the solar plexus now. So any shame that you have around being you, being yourself, let it all go. Can you also release any part of you that feels that it's wrong to be you? And anywhere you've got subconscious programming, which says people are against you, people will judge you, people don't like you, you're not allowed to express, you're not allowed to be, let all of that go. So anywhere where you've got external judgments or projections which stop you from being you, could be cultural judgments, it could be religious judgments that you grew up in that stop you from being you. Let it all go now, let it all release, shake it out of your body, let your brain open up like a volcano and let all this old information release and go. It needs to go. Beautiful. I almost feel like you need to like strip away the masks from your face and like take off the old clothes, right? The old clothes, the old identities, which are not you, all those ways that you've been playing yourself out in order to fit in or be accepted or whatever, right? I just invite you just to run your hands over your body, let go of all those masks, let go of all those old clothes that you're wearing. Give yourself a good shake. And it's really interesting, right? As that all starts to shift and clear, I go deeper into you. And it's like I go to find your soul force, like your light, because I'm like, we need this part of you online. This part of you needs to exist. You need to feel it, hear it, know it so that you can move forward. And I feel your soul light being so small inside, like it's hiding, like it's far back, like it hasn't quite birthed itself properly. So can you find or feel your soul force inside of you, your soul light, and let's call it forward. Let's allow your soul force, your unique energy to incarnate into your body, to incarnate into your system. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let it all start to shine through you. Good. Let your light come forward. And I just want you to welcome your soul light back into your body. Welcome this unique energy to exist again. Welcome your power. Like, hello, gorgeous, amazing, powerful soul, right? This soul that's actually gotten you through your life in more ways than you realize. Like, just invite it to step forward. I invite you to feel your soul light shining through your toes, your feet, your arms, your hands, your head, through all your energy pathways in your body, and let it shine through. Let it shine through until it starts to shine out your being and your body, your cells, into your energy field, into your aura. And while you're here, let's call all your soul fragments back to you. So anywhere you've lost your energy or your light, or you've leaked your power, or you've given a part of you away to someone else, right? Let's call all of you back here. So just welcoming all of you, all your soul fragments, to come back into alignment with you now. Good. Good. Just feel that. Just lock that feeling of your soul being present with you. And I just want to do a little bit of an activation to activate your psychic abilities, your intuitive abilities, your communication abilities to hear, feel, see, know, translate, communicate with the vibration of your soul. So just letting your whole body or your circuitry recircuit to your soul frequency. So you might feel your brain reconfiguring, or your head, or your energy pathways in your body reconfiguring. And let it all come down through your system. Good, good. It's a little bit of an incarnation exercise, right? Now, sometimes we can't move forward into our next, or get into alignment with our true soul purpose. And remember, we have multiple soul purposes. You might be already aware of some of the soul purposes that you're already in, right? But sometimes we can't get into alignment with our bigger soul purpose. And usually what we're deeply after is for us to be able to find the thing, or the career, or the path that is so fulfilling, that lights us up so much, that is so clever and genius, right? That we can create abundance from it. So yes, you can have multiple different soul paths. Like I've got one with my daughter. I've definitely got a soul purpose, with some other projects and things like that. But, and they're all going on, but they're not necessarily generating me the abundance that I'm after, right? But they're definitely a very important part of my soul purpose. I can't live without it, right? Because it brings me joy, it fulfills me, it's part of my destiny, it's part of my soul responsibility. So you might be aware of all of this, right? Some of the soul purposes that are going on in your life already. But the most scariest one, the one that we're always searching for and trying to get clarity on and trying to work through, is the soul purpose that lights us up and brings us so much joy and is so genius that it brings us back, physical wealth and abundance, and can support us in our life. Now, remember, when I talk about abundance to you, it's a spectrum, right? Yes, we need physical wealth and cash and things like that, just because that's how the economy runs and rolls, right? But also, abundance comes in many forms, right? Abundance could be aligning to a job purpose, and then there's a house for you to live in, and that's a form of abundance, right? So abundance comes in many forms. So I don't want you to get hyper fixated that it has to bring in, only money. And that's what abundance is. No, abundance is a spectrum. And what is abundance? Was when I'm completely provided for back by the universe. I give out my soul purpose. I realize it. I do what it takes to embody it. I'm dedicated to it. I'll work through the challenges. But the exchange of me birthing that light into this world is that I get supplied for in an abundant way. And that's the interesting game of soul purpose. That's the game we're all deeply wanting to play, right? Deeply wanting to play. It's the game that we consistently search for. And so there are a few issues with this, right? One is, what if you don't know your soul purpose and what to do, right? Number two is, what if you know what it is, but you're too scared to kind of like act upon it? Number three is, what if you don't have any skills or talents to actually ground it and manifest it into physical reality? And number four, what if I don't believe in an abundant universe and things don't flow to me and I've got a lot of poverty consciousness? And so these are all the things that we must clear up along our journey in order to materialize the soul purpose into physical reality. Okay, because this is the ultimate game we all want to play, right? It's the game we all want to play. It's all what we want to play. And I just want you to know that game. And I invite you to write in the chat, where are you in this game? This game of the soul purpose. Are you in the place of like, oh my God, I don't even know what my soul purpose is? Are you in the place of, I know what it is, but I'm way too scared to act upon it? Are you in the place of, I don't even know how to birth it? I know what it is. I'm not scared to do it, but I don't even know what to do to bring it into physical reality. Or are you also living in a paradigm where the universe won't supply back for you, where you can't receive the goodness back? Like, where are you in this little struggle, right? And we can be in many places within the soul purpose puzzle, right? But we need to recognize it's a puzzle that we can solve, that we can work through, so that we master, right? We master things. And we're living in probably the most abundant times ever in the universe, that you can do pretty much anything and earn money from it, or earn abundance from it. Or sometimes, I know, like, part of my purpose is to have a rock band. It's probably not going to make me much money, right? But I know that I'll have another soul purpose that will be able to support and supply for me so that I can do that. So sometimes it can be, when we live out all of our different soul purposes, each of them can somehow supply the other one so that we get to fulfill it. I hope that makes sense, because everything is working together, right? Everything is working together. So yeah, let me know in the group where you are so that I can tailor this class to everybody. Okay, Eva saying, not knowing what it is, I have a feeling, but not sure where to start, feeling like I have no clarity on what direction to go in. Esther, I can receive the goodness back. Okay, good. Jeanette, I know what it is and I'm working on birthing it. Amazing. Jasna, I know something big is inside me, but I don't know exactly what it is. Alyssa, I recognize a couple of purposes, but too scared to act on them, too afraid I'll not be able to support me financially, also with a partner who does not want children. And that is definitely one of my purposes. Yeah. And that's a big thing, right? When your purpose is shared with another person. But one thing I know is that people can change and shift. And, I had a friend and she knew her purpose was to have a child. And her husband didn't realize that she stopped taking contraception. And she had the child because she was like, you know what, I'm going to have this child anyway, whether he's with me or not. I want this child. I don't know whether it's the right thing or wrong thing to do. No judgment, right? And then the guy ended up turning around and fell in love with this child and was like, this is the best thing that ever happened. So sometimes people have their blocks, like, I don't want this, because they're actually acting out of fear and they're not really opening up to a new possibilities that it can take. So it could be also working through people's fears or finding a creative way to help them come into alignment with you with one of your purposes. And trust me, if you're meant to have a child with a person, that child will do everything it can to exist. So, be aware of that as well. Tiana, I can't make it real and act on it. And even if I do, sometimes I barely do it. Lucia, I'm in a pause where I'm scared to act on it, and that made it difficult for me to see my purpose clearly. Yeah. Eva, waiting for a WhatsApp from God. Oh yeah, that one. Like being told, like, you are meant to do this. You're destined to do this now. Katka, I know about my purpose, the high level one and the main one. No idea how I'll do it, but not scared anymore to give it a try. But still working on abundance supply in my life, as you said. Yeah. And then I was in place. I know I act. I receive just a little positive results. Now I'm overwhelmed and don't know how to act at all. Laurie, I don't know what my sole purpose is, and I'm very confused sometimes because things are not moving. Yeah. Charlotte, the last one, the lack of support from the universe, poverty consciousness. Cynthia, I know one of my sole purposes, which is to heal my family's trauma, would like to have more than this that will light me up. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, Cynthia, you have definitely more than to heal your family's trauma. That's just one aspect, right? And this is the beauty. Once we get over the healing journey or the self-development journey, we end up with all this energy and skill. Why? Because we've stepped into alignment with our truth, and we're like, what are we going to do now? There's this creative energy. So that energy that you've used to heal actually is transmuted as your creative energy. It needs to create. It needs to be able to put somewhere to materialize things. So definitely, Cynthia, I would recognize that you have multiple soul purposes, and that healing energy is actually a creative force. Leah, I know what it is, but I'm paralyzed. Yeah, that can be a really big one, hey, where you feel what your soul purpose is, but your whole body's like, I can't act on it. I don't know what to do. I'm scared, right? And then obviously nothing happens. And you get this feeling like life's just going by, right? And I'm not sure what it is. Abby, I know my abundant soul purpose, but I get stuck when putting it out into the world. Yeah, that can be a really big trigger. Margaret, I believe I know. I'm on my journey now. Abby, I feel super filled up with my family life, and it takes everything from me on most days. And so that's really interesting, is that sometimes because we're scared of our soul purpose, or we don't know how to begin our soul purpose, or we don't recognize that our soul purpose can be put first, we can overconsume ourselves with other people. We can distract ourselves with too many obligations, too many responsibilities, too much doing this or that, or work or whatever. And we can fill our life up with all these other things other than really moving into soul purpose energy. And so the invitation then for you, Abby, is to, and for anyone, is to look at where you're leaking your energy, where the exchange of energy is not in alignment, where you're not being fed back, where you're being leaked, where you're being drained, where you're being pulled. Because people, I'm telling you now, people will pull you into their dramas. They will suck you in. They've got some, and they need you to be a part of it. And all of a sudden you've just wasted a day or two or a week just playing out their dramas and inadequacies, So be hyper aware of all of this stuff, because life, beautiful people, is full of tangles, right? Other people's tangles, other people's desires, other people's change of plans, other people's whatever. Life is filled with tangles, and we can get caught in other people's tangles and games, and it just can be a massive waste of energy. I've gotten to the point now that unless and it can be a little bit lonely, because it's like you end up seeing through people so quickly, and it's like, I just can't even waste my time here. I can't waste my time there. I can't get involved in that tangle. That's just going to make me lose a day, right? Because I've got all these other things to do, because I'm in such a big movement of my soul purpose. So you eventually get super crystal clear, and I'm sure you're doing this on some level already, of seeing through situations, activities, people, which are time wasters, right? Which are energy leakers, which are drainers. So learn to cut them out. Now, also, we can get attracted to these things, these people, these situations as a compensation because we haven't stepped into our soul purpose. It's like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm doing. Who am I? What's the point? Let me just waste my energy here. Let me just waste my energy this way. Let me just doesn't matter. I'll just watch some TV and zone out. But, TV sometimes is good. Sometimes it's good to zone out, right? Because you get overworked. But the point is like, are you getting pulled into everyone's games and leaking your energy because you're not standing in your own power and recognizing and putting yourself first and your soul purpose and your direction and mission first, right? Is it because of that? Or are you letting all of that stuff play out because you feel lost in your own soul purpose? And it's easier to be distracted. It's easier to be wanted in some small way, right? Even if it is out of alignment. It's better for that to be going on than nothing. So you got to watch for this stuff, because as you find your soul purpose and you get on your path, you've got to be a bit like a warrior, right? Cut things out, see through things. Am I going this way and that way? No, that's not working right. I've got to keep on the track, right? Because things will pull you. Things will pull you. Just be aware of that. Sorry, I love reading through these things, and if I get an inspiration, I will definitely pass it on. So this is obviously for everyone, right? So take all this inspiration and apply it to your life. You might have some stuff you want to write down around all of this stuff. Jeanette, another soul purpose is to be in permanent relationships, but I seem to attract unavailable guys and have realized my block is I'm scared of losing my independence. I'm trying to work on this. Yeah. So you need to work on how to be independent and have a relationship. It's totally possible. So there might be some old conditioning around what relationships are, what a male-female dynamic is, do you know, what it feels like to attract a man who loves a woman in her power. Like, there's something super sexy for men that they have this independent, amazing woman. And maybe you need to up your level of men, like the standard of men and the standard of power that they can handle, right? So there's a lot of up leveling there for you, I think, Jeanette. Tracy, not sure where to start, feel apprehensive starting it and bringing it forward. Yeah, that can be really big. It's like we put everything on hold because we don't begin. I totally get it. Arena, open to receiving, but no idea what my purpose is. Get a blank when I try to tune in. Being a parent to my son is a very big one for sure, but no idea of occupation path. Okay, good. You know, it's a journey into soul purpose. Martina, I don't know what my soul purpose is. I've been searching for it for years. Yeah, there's this thing, right? We always, and it's throughout time. Who am I? What am I doing? Who am I? What am I doing? Who am I? What am I doing? And, you know, on that thing, we go through many deaths and rebirths in our lives where we have these identity crises where we're like, well, who am I and what am I doing? I'm definitely going through one of these at the moment, right? My life's changed and shifted so much. I'm like, who am I and what am I doing? What is my truest soul purpose? And it can sometimes be a constant rebirthing into deeper soul purpose, rebirthing into deeper soul purpose, rebirthing into deeper soul purpose. And this might be helpful for people is because recently I was like, show me my next soul purpose. I want to know now, right? Right. And I'm getting clues and ideas bits by bits. I'm in the sunrise state at the moment. And one of the things I was told to do, and I highly recommend that you do it, is like, I couldn't move on to my next soul purpose until I recognized and closed my last soul purpose, or my last band of achievement. And so I had to go on a process of, you know, because I was trying to hold on to everything, right? And this and that, it's not going to work. I need to let things go and find the next alignment. And go and have a look at your last band of achievement, your last band of your soul purpose. And I had to do that. I was guided to do that, like my bands of achievements, right? I say it as bands because I felt them as like energy bands in my timeline around my body. Of all the high bands of achievements that I've had in my life, as a way of me recognizing the phases of my soul purpose that I've moved through in order to go to my next one. And so I kind of invite you to do that. Like, what are the bands of achievement in your life? Like one of mine was to be like a dancer. Like, I was a competitive dancer. Then I was in a rock band. Then I was managing a health food shop. That was another band of achievement. And then I was, you know, like doing lots of theta healing, you know, and teaching. And that was a big band of achievement. Having my daughter was a big band of achievement. So I invite you, for those that are struggling to find their soul purpose and to find the new alignment, right? Or maybe you're in a transition from one to another, is to go back and look at all the bands of achievements, right? Or the layers, like the cake layer of achievement, however you want to look at it, and recognize it, feel into it, look at the skills you've learned, the talents, the things that you've really gotten from it. Because all of that processing, when you do it, is going to help you gather the tools, the keys, the pieces of the puzzle for you to go, this is who I am. This is what I need to do next. This is my skill. This is my talent. So I highly recommend that you do that. Go back in your past and get really clear on either the soul paths or the soul bands of achievement that you've had, and just get really super clear about it, and gather the gifts, gather the talents, make yourself strong inside again. Because some of the deep reasons why you can't find your soul purpose is because you haven't gathered your tools, your talents, your strengths inside. Instead, you've left yourself being this wishy-washy kind of, what am I? Who am I? Kind of, I'll just do this phase, right? And we've got to get stronger at our core. We've got to crystallize who we are more in order to crystallize our soul purpose. So I invite you to go on that journey and that path. I hope I'm making sense to you. Dirut, I'm halfway to feeling it. It's shedding and releasing. EasyJet can change all the flights at once, but I'm coming to your retreat as it's meant to be for my soul purpose. Yes, you are coming, and I look forward to having you there. Ladies, Living Goddess Retreat, there's like 4 places left. If you want to come, it's the 31st of July to the 8th of August. It's in Spain. You can message me or go to my website, but there's 4 places left for that. So yes, I look forward to having you at the retreat. Jasna, like my family. Sandra, I'm filled with my soul purpose. It's like I have a new level of soul purpose now. Beautiful. Jasna, pulling my energy and always scared me about everything. Okay, Shalom to Vanya. It's like we're tearing down the bridges that will take us back to the previous level. Yeah, it's like, I'm not quite sure what that was in question too, because I've chatted a bit, but you can get more clarity around that, Sandra. Okay, and people are saying totally makes sense. Okay, so that is the question then. Yeah. So what you can do is if you have a look at the bands of achievement that you've already done in your life, and they can be really small. I don't know, maybe you volunteered somewhere, but you actually learned a lot of skill, right? They don't have to be big things like, I don't know, become the president of the United States of America. Not that many of us have done that, or will do that. But go back in your timeline and really become aware of your bands of achievement. And through that, you collapse everything else that is invalid about yourself. And I think that's important because we need to collapse the invalid stuff within us. We need to collapse whatever it is, the victim, the overwhelmed, the I don't know part of you. And through recognizing your achievements, you'll start to get stronger in your own sense of being. And when that happens, pride tends to develop a sense of like, this is who I am. And that feeling, that motion within the system energetically, I mean, I love looking at energetics, right? It flips the heart chakra back out to go, this is who I am. But it starts to strengthen your internal core energy. And it gives you energetically a gravitational pull into yourself. And this is really important because the more you've got this gravitational pull into yourself, the more you're going to find your unique frequency and the more it's going to be able to communicate with you. If our gravitational pull is like everywhere else with all this other stuff going on, we're never going to find the laser truth of our being. So please go on that journey. Please go on that journey. Okay, Charlotte's saying collapse invalid parts. So we need to start going on a journey. Okay, let me put it this way. Time is speeding up. We're speeding up. Let me find the right words for you. We're living in a time in human evolution where it is become easier and easier and easier, right, to incarnate the uniqueness of our soul. If you just look at the way that everything is set up, like diversity is allowed, people of all races and colors and religions is all accepted. Like, I mean, just the fact that so much diversity is allowed, it allows us to recognize we're actually in a paradigm now where we can actually birth the uniqueness of our being. Unfortunately, we haven't arrived, some of us may have already, as birth people in life, in the uniqueness of our being, right? We've had all this other clutter and stuff all over us, right? And we've had to go on a journey to find the uniqueness of our being and to get super strong with that. But all that clutter that we may have gone through, whether it's generational stuff or mindset stuff, that's all invalid parts of us. They're not our truth. So anywhere within us that says, we're not good enough, or we're a victim, or we're stuck in our family's paradigm, life is poor, that's actually all invalid consciousness. And so my challenge to you is, instead of having to go and heal all that invalid stuff, just recognize it as invalid and just delete it, right? Just let it go. So I invite you just to click your fingers around you now and just let go of all the invalid, the stuff that is not you, right? To release from your system so you don't have to process it anymore. We don't have time to process all the invalid stuff. We don't have time to process all the stuff that isn't you. It's just going to slow you down. So just click your fingers around you and let's just make an intention that everything that is not you, just to shift and change and release. And instead, everything that is you, to start to reconsolidate and crystallize in you, which is why I'm suggesting to you to go and explore your bands of achievement in your life, or your eras, ERAS, your years of achievement, or your chapters might be a better word to use, chapters of achievement in your timeline, and then feel the frequency of that achievement and let it crystallize and consolidate in you, because it will help you find your center. And when you find your center, it's going to be clearer for you to feel, see, and know, like a laser, your soul purpose, so you can move forward. Does that make sense? Charlotte, I find life purpose comes in whispers. I got whispers to create a Udemy course, and now I'm working on it. The universe just wants me to actually put it out there. Absolutely. And life is full of whispers. We sometimes think that our soul purpose is going to come down like words, but no, it can take a few weeks, a few months to download and integrate what your true soul purpose is. So first of all, we have to go on a little bit of a journey to clear and cleanse, which all of you have done. And then we go on this journey of like Charlotte's saying, hearing the whispers, feeling the downloads, letting different pieces of the puzzle start to fall in until the clarity comes. Sometimes it's someone saying something to us and we're like, ah. Sometimes it's like, oh, and you'll get this, right? Because you're starting to operate from a different level of reality, right? I'm now operating in the reality of manifesting my soul purpose, or hearing my soul purpose. You will get things coming to you to show you, giving you clues. Like oftentimes I'm like, oh my God, I need to understand something around this because I know it's a piece of the puzzle to something else. And then immediately a post will flash up on Instagram and be like, oh, that was the missing piece of my information. Or I know I want to create a coaching course, right? I've got a feeling I need to do something around embodiment coaching. I've got no clue what this is. And then all of a sudden a client books in who does embodiment work. And it's like, and then I follow the trail. So sometimes a soul purpose might not come down like a linear thing, but you'll get a feeling, a sensation. I need to put an embodiment coaching certification together, or I need to put a retreat together. And the clues come, the feelings come, the whispers come, the ideas come, the messages come, the reflection comes, the challenge comes, right? There's always the challenge, right? That you have to work through because it just keeps you on your path. And so sometimes soul purpose, to birth it, can take a week, a month, even a year to birth a soul purpose into reality. So just be aware of that, aware of the clues and the hints and the feelings. But in order to know the clues and the hints and the whispers and the feelings that are coming to you for your soul purpose, you kind of have to have a little feeling around what that is. Right? A little feeling, just a little feeling like, oh, I feel like it's something to do with, I don't know, teaching, or it's something to do with travel. Just have and then let the universe, your mind, your brain, download the clues and the whispers to you so that you can build up what the soul purpose is. So be aware of that as well. Okay, any questions so far? Right? Any questions? So it's really important that we start to do what it takes to gather the clues or the hints around what our soul purpose is, releasing what's invalid, working out what our achievements are so that we can go out. This is, you know, who I am and what I can start doing forward. Having an awareness of our different soul purposes. If we're choosing to go for that big, juicy life path purpose, right? Doing all of that. And then the next thing is, you know, once you get the clues and the hints, it's like, well, I need to act, right? I need to act upon it. I need to find the power, the courage in me to give it a go. And it requires a strong person to live out soul purpose. Let me tell you this right now. Don't, you know, some soul purposes are quite easy to just ship through, but some of them, they test you. They're part of your soul purpose, but also soul lessons. Right? So you're going to get tested. You're going to, you know, do you really believe in yourself? You know, where does your belief in yourself end? Is a question you should definitely journal on. Where does your belief in yourself end? Work through that. Right? Where is the point where you can't keep pushing forward and challenge yourself, or learn the tools, or learn the skills to do it? Where is the coward inside of you that won't claim your soul purpose to move forward? Which part of you are you operating out of, right? But once you find, you get the clues, the hints, and you go on this journey to discover the soul purpose, and you go, right, I'm strong, I'm going to just go for this adventure, because it's an adventure, right? Look at it as one big adventurous play, and it's going to be much easier, right? Much, much easier. You go on the journey towards your soul purpose, and then the sun starts to rise, and then you find ways of birthing it and incarnating it, and you find skills, tools in order to make it a reality, in order to start to earn money from it. And oftentimes, if we know what our soul purpose is, we do need to learn some skills, some tools in order to birth it. If I want to birth an online course, I've got an idea and I've got a feeling that's what I want to do, and I've got no idea about computers, guess what? I'm going to have to learn about computers. So your journey into your soul purpose will also help you master yourself. It will master your skills. It will sharpen you. It will refine you. It will bring this mastery to you. You'll master people. You'll master yourself. It's bigger than just the manifestation, right? It's the internal life mastery, the self mastery that is required to ground your soul purpose. And that's the journey, right? That's the journey we all need to take. And then finally, that journey of like, right, grounded, I've learned the tools, I've opened some doors, I've got some opportunity, you know, I've learned it, I've refined myself. Right, let's find ways in physical reality to bring the money back now. And that could be just mindset stuff. That could be just putting some systems in place, right? But I want to let you know that never before in this time zone has the ability to create abundance from your unique soul purpose been so available to you. Never before in human history has your ability to have multiple soul purposes been available to you. Never before have you been in human history, have you been able to live in a place where you can move beyond religion, culture, your family, systems, right? In order to live out your soul purpose. So there really is a lot going for you to live out your soul purpose. You've just got to get through some humps and hurdles inside yourself to do it, right? Okay. Am I making sense? And just let all those teachings come through, because they're all teachings and activations, right? So let all that teaching, you might feel your body reorganizing itself. You might feel yourself getting rid of a lot of old stuff. You might just feel your whole system up leveling, right? Up leveling to go to the new level. Amazing. Cool. Any questions so far? Good. Jasna's saying yes, of course. All right, cool. Jeanette's feeling inspired, right? So there's like a path. It's like I'm giving you the tools, the formula, the path. So really absorb it. Like just take a few, open your body up. There's like just receive all the codes, the teachings, the wisdoms, the activations inside of you, right here, right now. Breathe it in, and you might feel like light moving through your body. Let it all come in. Good. Take a few deep breaths. Good. Amazing. Cool, 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 cool. Right. A few more deep breaths. I feel like some of you guys are just letting go of some old stuff. I feel like there's a big upgrade happening. So if you just catch the upgrade, good, Jeanette. I'm glad I'm making you smile. There's an upgrade. Just catch the energy of the upgrade that's coming down. Oh, you're so welcome, Tiana. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good. Catch the upgrade. You've got it now, right? There's not much more to it. You just than that. You just maybe keep unpacking all the stuff that I've said. And if you need to watch this webinar again, you go for it to get the clues, right? There's a lot of clues in here. Journal, find things, work yourself out. It's exciting, right? It's exciting. And it's, you do it every now and then too. Like I said, I'm going through another one and I'm getting all these downloads coming in and it hasn't all puzzled together yet. And I'm like, let me have all the information so I can just act upon it, right? But I'm still in the phase of downloading so I can act upon it. All righty. So I'm going to share with you. I've got if you want to go deeper on this, if you want to come on a journey to really discover your soul purpose, I've given you some clues and some activations and stuff like that. I've got a beautiful mini course. It's just a mini course, right? It's something that you're going to do over a month. We get to hang out together. I do a 3-hour live workshop with you. It's all on Zoom, so you don't have to go anywhere. And then it's over 28 days. You get 28 days to soul purpose, right? 28 days to life mastery. It's just a beautiful little mini course. It's the best way that I can be with you for 3 hours in a class setting. So we'll do like proper workshopping for 3 hours. And it's a way that we can journey together over a month so that I can really unlock you to get and feel and find your soul purpose. I'll share it with you now. We start as a group on the 9th of July. That's how we do the workshop. It's at a really super easy price of $250. So it's super affordable because I don't know, I like things to be super affordable for people. It is on my website and I'll share the screen now. Hopefully you can see it. It's 28 days to life mastery. There's another little masterclass workshop there. You get a 3-hour live workshop and then 8 sessions and activations over 28 days, right? To discover your soul purpose. It's very all inclusive. So it's a beautiful container. I think last time about 70 people joined the thing because it's just such a beautiful little magic course, right? And the tools I give you is something that you can apply again and again and again and again and again into your life, whether you're going through finding your soul purpose, whether you're wanting to go through a place of like the transition, whether you're trying to do multiple soul purposes. But it's a 4-week course and a committed journey where you get to focus solely on and learn all the techniques needed for yourself and life mastery. And it's a potent container that will rewire, reset, and rebirth you. It's really beautiful. And we're here to fast track your destiny, right? So it starts with a 3-hour soul incarnation workshop. And we begin there. And this is where I give you a lot of activations, a lot of ideas. We gather your gifts. We help to crystallize your soul. We get that core energy really nice and strong. I teach you how to navigate, to download information, to open up your abundance consciousness and things like that so you can really birth it. And that's over a 3-hour workshop. And then in week 1, you go deeper into aligning to your soul purpose. And you get really super clear on discovering the message of your soul purpose. Like we've got one core message of our soul purpose and then how we can reapply that one core message to other areas of life. Then into week 2, so this is more like day 7 to 14, I think. You discover the gifts and talents of your soul and what you were born with, so that again, you can gather who you are, gather your gifts, and how you can use them for greater life mastery. In week 3, which is 14 to 21, we unlock your limited beliefs or your glass ceilings that kind of cap you. You know how I said, like, you're like ready to burst open with your soul purpose, but it's like you've got all these caps. I can't move forward for all these different reasons. We unlock all of that for you so that you can find your strength again. And you discover how your language can either slow you down or speed you up. And then in week 4, which is 21 to 28 days, we go into wealth consciousness. So we open you up to attract inspirations, opportunities, ideas. And, you know, that's that part, like I said, it's like one thing knowing your soul purpose, one thing learning the skills to birth it, but then how do we create abundance from it? How do we get, you know, the wealth back from doing our great soul work? So we go through a whole process of that. And then on completion, we really teach you how to create vortexes of energy so you can call in abundance and opportunities into your soul purpose. It's a very beautiful course. It's actually really intense. I call it a mini course, but it's really intense. Beautifully intense, right? But it's going to make you realign back to yourself. You can explore this page, but basically, and you'll see all the bits, it's $250. The early bird ends on the 3rd of July, and then it goes up to the normal price of $350. And so this is what I have for you for July. If you want to come on a very beautiful journey into soul purpose, because it is a master, it's something we all need to do. We need to master our lives. We need the tools, the codes to master our lives and master ourselves, because this is the magic journey that we are all on. So I'm just going to put the thing in here, or you can look on my website or DM me, or you'll get an email around it. Is that how I do it? No. I'll pop it in there. Any questions I can answer for anybody? You can write that into the chat. That would be helpful. Around it. It's a beautiful course. It's a beautiful way of journeying back to you, and it's a beautiful way of rediscovering yourself. So yeah, if you've got any questions, write it into the chat. I'd love to answer them. Sandra, we can live multiple soul purposes in different timelines simultaneously. We are multidimensional beings, as you always say. Totally right. Why not? I'm sure there's a bigger part of me playing out some other soul purpose other than what's going on here, for sure. Totally. Juana saying, I took the soul purpose course already, and it's one of the most amazing courses I ever took. Vanya channeled some phenomenal energy. Highly recommend. It is beautiful. It's very high vibrational work. It's going to clear you, shift you, help you to get super clear. And it's just going to bring purpose back to you. If we don't have that soul fire mojo with us, if we don't have our system in an ability to communicate and talk to, right, our soul force, if we don't have a way to consolidate or crystallize what we're here to do, if we don't have the ability to download the inspiration from the environment or the energy to make it birth, then we never really enter into our soul purpose. And this is what this course does. It's going to teach you all of those tools and then ways to create abundance from it, because that's the aim of the game. Like we want to know how to do that juicy thing of creating abundance and wealth from it. And like I said to you, we're living in extraordinary times where the universe, life, the world is set up more and more and more than ever before to birth our unique soul purpose, whatever it is. And I very much look forward to taking you on that journey. It's a special journey, very beautiful, special, special journey. And we begin in 2 weeks. So that is, Gabrielle, what if I've done it with you already? Can we do it again? Yes, you get lifetime access. This is one of the things I love to give to all my online courses, is that I give people lifetime access. So if you join this course, then you can jump on the next rounds next year and the year after and the year after that, because I think there's something so beautiful about us. Because, you know, every year it's like we come to a deeper place inside of ourselves. We come to a much more truthful place. So every year it's also a good opportunity to revisit this stuff again and again and again and again till we nail it, right? Till we nail it. And also just hang out in a group too, because it's so good. Esther saying, you're a gift. You've got some amazing teachings. Totally right. I just love doing this work. That's why. And for me, it's often it's the journey I've had to take, right? And I try and teach everything in the most heightened way, but also in the most grounded, most practical way, because I'm actually a very grounded, practical person. So, but I'm also very deeply spiritual and enlightened. And I also really truly believe we're all magnificent, brilliant beings that are here for some great things. And this world needs us. This world needs us more and more and more to turn ourselves on and open the gates and move forward. Like we're requiring everyone to start to do that. So I might even just send a big wave of energy out to everyone to start doing that, right? Turning yourself on with your soul light, opening the gates and moving forwards. Not only for you, and yeah, we can do it because we want to buy our Gucci handbag, but we can also live our soul purpose because we know it's got greater work here, not only for you, your family, but for the planet. So there's always bigger reasons behind everything. So know that. Um, Donatella saying I took it and would love to do it again. It was so powerful. Yes, yeah, it was so beautiful. Amazing, cool. So if you don't have any questions, Jasna, Divanya, please, can you help me get clarity on my healing journey, avoiding it and heal capacities and creating many other issues? Yeah, come for the course and we can go and work that through. Thank you, sweet love care. Debbie, lots of love. Amazing. Sandra, thank you. Beautiful people, I'm sending you so much love. I hope this masterclass, whether you come for the great soul journey with me or not, that it wakes you up. Like use the codes that have come, use the teachings to find your soul mojo and move you forward, because you're destined to do some great things here. Don't slow yourself down anymore. Play the bigger game. It's not easy, right? It's a challenge, but it's so fun and so worth it. And if you find the joy in it, oh my God, the opportunities and the people you will meet and the soul family that will come your way and the messages and the inspirations and it's just, what else is there, right? What else is there? What else is there? So just to complete all of this, I just want to send a big wave of thanks and gratitude to everyone that's here. And maybe we can just, and if you're watching the replay, we can just reach out to everyone and just form a really big circle. So we can just reach out to everyone's hands energetically and just form a beautiful energetic circle. And just feel the energy of this beautiful vortex that we've created now, and those watching the replay. And just let us all exchange energy between each other, because we've all got so much information and energy and wisdom to give each other. And let's just all uplift each other, and let's all like just pull each other up higher and higher and higher, so that we can find it easier to feel, communicate, and know our soul purpose. So just feel yourself rising, 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 and we're all rising together. And I would love to end with a little prayer. So Mother, Father, our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our brothers, our sisters, our friends, our families, the winds, the waters, the earth, the sea, the land, the birds, the bees, the trees, the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky. We thank you for who we are and who we are all becoming. Just let your heart expand. And I want to tell you a secret. It's a secret you probably might already know. But the entire universe is collapsing into joy. Everything is returning and collapsing into joy. That is the center of the universe. And it means that everything, the more joy you experience with everything that you do, the faster you're going to find your destiny and live out your dreams. So find the joy, people, find the joy. Big kisses, big love. I hope to see you in class. You can begin straight away, or some of the lessons are already there, or ready for you to go. And I see you on the 9th of July for the 3-hour workshop. Come for a very big journey with me. Big kisses, lots of love. I'm gonna have to keep waving until everyone goes. Goodbye, goodbye. But I look forward to being with you. It's going to be lots of fun. Okay, everyone's going to have to log off so I can stop waving. Good night, good night, good night, good night. Thank you for coming on this beautiful journey.